Alessi is a straightforward character with the unique ability to turn his opponents into defenseless children who cannot block. This is referred to as Alessi mode. He can pester the other players with his pokes and great dashing normals, punishing every slip-up. Strong stand-on and stand-off normals which give him great effective range. Strong counter zoning, which can be very annoying to deal with at his preferred range. Alessi also has good defensive options and a guard cancel that can be comboed off of. Alessi also has short, easily confirmable combos as well as advanced dash loops that are flashy and practical. Alessi's pokes are very stubby and stand off. He has a very hard time approaching his opponent and trying to open them up. A large portion of Alessi's damage comes from his child mode or Alessi mode transformation. However, many characters can escape while transformed, losing out on needed damage. Alessi lacks any good anti-airs, forcing him to use air-to-air normals to deny jump-ins. Alessi is a neutral-heavy character with good cross-ups, some solid normals for poking, and simple combos. However, he lacks anti-airs, struggles to open people up, and relies on a gimmick for damage. Polnareff, cursed by the Anubis sword, turns into an entirely different character. Anubis Polnareff requires precision and must rely on a straightforward rushdown or a defensive playstyle to make up for his lack of strong options in neutral. Anubis Polnareff has high damaging normals that can lead into high damaging loop combos. His 214 AA is an excellent super, great for catching stray jump-ins. Anubis Polnareff is very easy to play. You can learn his basic combos in under an hour, although his loop is much harder to master and requires a crouch cancel to combo. Anubis Polnareff has high damaging combos, some long-reaching normals, excellent meter build, an excellent super that can be used to punish reckless attempts at getting in. However, he can struggle to mix opponents up and has to rely on whiff punishes for his damage due to his neutral being lacking. Avdol is an exceptionally strong character focused around his high priority normals, great neutral, and extremely versatile playstyle. Avdol has fairly easy combos, the majority consist of hit confirms. An exceptionally good neutral game plan with possibly the best set of normals both stand on and stand off for poking, with punishing and anti-air. All of Avdol's supers are very useful. He can dish out a large amount of damage raw and can be used as tools for his advanced combos. Avdol has a great guard cancel with a huge hitbox. His toolset is highly versatile, allowing him to change his gameplay on the fly when needed. Avdol can have a lot of trouble with getting in and must rely on his high priority normals, good reads, and whiff punishes to deal damage. Avdol lacks mix-ups. Suffering from only having 2 low-hitting moves, he must opt in to spend meter or set up a sensor to create mix-ups. Avdol is a fantastic character with excellent supers, godlike normals, a wide range of tools for almost any situation, and simple combos. But he does lack any sort of proper way to get in without a setup and needs a hard read to make a comeback. Chaka is a very well-rounded character. He's fairly simple to use and learn, but requires solid neutral and quick thinking for his combos, reads, and punishes. Chaka has above average priority with low profile attacks, fast pokes with good range, and good anti-air moves. Chaka also has easy basic combos with lots of room for advanced techniques and setups. Chaka has fantastic guard cancels and can combo off the standoff version, leading into full B&B combos. He also has an excellent hyper hop. If done properly, the hyper hop can be nearly instant and almost unreactable. Chaka has a very low damage output and has some of the lowest damage combo tools in the game. Chaka is a very well-rounded character. He's easy to learn, has excellent neutral and near instant hyper hop, and has advanced techniques to allow for a higher skill ceiling. However, Chaka does suffer from his poor damage and lack of range and meter build. Devo is a very unique character. Anytime he activates his stand, he is always in remote mode. Devo is the first puppet character in fighting games, and he relies heavily on neutral and ground control in fights. Devo has a plethora of options for his combos, neutral, and okizeme, such as an unblockable into full B&B combo or meaty cross-up. Devo has the highest difficulty curve in the game and requires a very high execution to play correctly. His stand is remote only, forcing him to be extra careful about being in stand-on mode. Many of his combos require the puppet to be positioned correctly. If the spacing is not correct, combos will not work and may render him punishable. Even though Devo has some good standoff normals, his standoff toolset mainly works around the puppet specials. Whipping these can leave him open for a very long time. Devo is a very difficult character who requires proper placement and a high execution barrier to be played effectively. Devo can hold his own and can be very rewarding with long, stylish combos. A solid character with a high difficulty curve. Expect to be in the lab for a few dozen hours. Dio is a rushdown style character that constantly dances around the screen with an incredible dash and good dashing normals. Dio has strong offense and pressure. He is at his best when moving, but can also play neutral very effectively. Very hard hitting combos. A majority of his B&B combos do more than half health. He also has one of the best supers in the game and some anti-zoning tools between stand-on knives, eye laser, and teleport. He also has a very high learning curve and execution requirements next to Devo. Dio has some underwhelming mix-ups, but has access to a 50-50 mix-up on okizeme that can lead to a full B&B combo. Dio has a plethora of horrible moves. His grab, guard cancel, and standoff super moves can be punished by a majority of the cast. Dio is a very difficult and execution-heavy character with rewarding, hard-hitting combos, anti-zoning tools, good neutral, and the best super in the game, stand-on knives. However, Dio does have a lot of horrible moves that leave him open for a very long time, and he does lack mix-ups outside of okizeme. Hol Boingo is an alternate version of Hol Horse that is considered to be highly watered down or nerfed from his former self. Although, Boingo does have his own unique playstyle and two unique super moves. His S-bullet is much faster compared to his counterpart. This allows Boingo to be more freeform, keep out in his zoning style. His pipe super can dish out massive amounts of damage, but requires more than 2 meter to get big damage. Boingo has little to no combos, needing his S-bullet for pressure and zoning and what little setups he has. His command grab super has a very long recovery frames on whiff, big damage scaling, and a very short range. Boingo is a decent zoning character with freeform zoning patterns, big damage setups with his pipe super, and a good guard breaking command grab. However, Boingo does struggle with having little damage output and no combos, not to mention all of his tools can be punished at mid to close ranges. Hol Horse is a zoning-oriented character with several projectile attacks at his disposal. Although being quite limited at close ranges, Hol Horse's game plan relies heavily on creating hard-to-block or unblockable mix-ups, chipping the opponent's health down and capitalizing on the opponent's mistakes. Hol Horse has very good supers, one of them being used for his unblockable okizeme and touch of death loop. He also has very simple combos and frame traps, very good for capitalizing on the opponent's mistakes. However, Hol Horse relies heavily on his super meter. Without any, he has issues outputting any damage. He has a very difficult time dealing with stand-on turtling, for Hol cannot do that much stand gauge damage, leaving Hol with little stand crash opportunities. He also has one of the worst grabs in the game and can be punished by almost everyone. Hol Horse is a decent zoning character with loads of frame traps and Okizeme options that can lead to some big damage. But he does require a meter to access that damage and is very weak at close quarters and can easily get stuffed out. Iggy is the smallest character in the game. He is one of the best characters at turtling, but can very easily go on the offensive when needed. While also being the smallest, he has the fastest walking speed while standoff. Iggy has some nice movement options, including teleports, air dashes, and a hover that gives him a very strong instant overhead. The same hover lets him drop a sandball, a crucial and exceptional tool for his game plan in many ways. His Oki ranges from unbelievably strong to lackluster depending on the matchup. Iggy's stand-on hurtbox becomes larger and wider, making him an easier target to hit. He has a very difficult time approaching some characters, and many of his moves have long recovery or poor priority. Iggy also has very limited combo potential, with very limited damage. Iggy is very annoying to deal with thanks to his sandballs, great movement options, and great Okizeme. Unfortunately, said Oki is inconsistent, he has few good moves, he struggles to approach some opponents, and has a huge hurtbox in stand-on mode. He's also a dog. Jotaro is a very close range character with solid normals, high damage, and great short range poking tools. He has fast, rewarding pressure and combos that are also pretty stylish. He has access to a 50-50 Starfinger Okizeme, which can be converted into a full combo B&B. He notably has one of the best supers in the game, Starbreaker. Jotaro can easily cause a stand crash, allowing him to bank in on huge damage. Despite his great pressure, Jotaro is a very close range character and can have a hard time with zoning. Jotaro does require above average execution in his hyper hop, which is required to learn his basic combos. Jotaro is an aggressive, freeform powerhouse with plenty of combo creativity. Due to requiring above average execution and mindful usage of his normals and specials, he can be very difficult to learn, but very satisfying to master. Kakyoin is considered to be the best character in the game, thanks to his excellent offense, defense, setups, mix-ups, combo potential, and supers. Kakyoin has exceedingly fast movement. His dashes can cover 3/4 of the screen very quickly. He also has very long reaching normals stand on, some spanning full screen. He also has very high damage output thanks to his long combos. His net traps are one of the strongest tools in the game, allowing for keep out or to hold someone for an extended tandem combo. He also has fast 50-50 mix-ups that can be done from half screen. He also has very big hurtboxes. All of his stand-on normals have very large hurtboxes. Kakyoin also has a very steep skill curve and requires excellent execution for his combos. Not to mention nets and net combos have their own respective skill curve. Kakyoin is an almost flawless character with excellent options across the board, with high combo potential and easy access to 50-50 mix-ups at any point of the screen. However, Kakyoin can take a long time to learn due to how his net mechanics work. Not to mention the large level of execution needed to perform his longer combos and the advanced mobility playstyle that will take a large amount of time to get adjusted to. Khan, an Anubis user who has access to the Learn Encounter move, is primarily a neutral and rushdown based character with some long-reaching normal attacks. He also has nice mobility, however, his move list lacks in variety and usefulness. Khan is extremely simple and easy to learn. You can get his basic combos down in 30 minutes or less. Khan's supers and specials are all easily punishable on push block. Besides 2A and JC, his normals are very slow or just overall bad. Khan only has 2 decent moves and is a very straightforward character. Even with his good mobility, Khan can still struggle to output damage and defend properly against better characters. Mariah's unique gameplay mostly focuses on zoning and trapping opponents with their setup-focused specials. Adding to Mariah's uniqueness, she also has a leveling system tied to her specials and supers. Mariah has some good zoning tools, but said zoning tools have a lot of startup and can be easily punished on reaction from close to mid-screen. Her outlet move allows her to gain levels during combo loops and play defensively, using the outlet as a barrier. Mariah has powerful supers that are higher to maximum levels. Her super and special move properties are dictated by her leveling system. Even at maximum levels, her damage is relatively low due to heavy scaling. She only has a few options for approaching the opponent, most are generally unsafe. She also relies heavily on zoning and people not knowing her matchup. Mariah is a highly unique zoning character with her leveling system. However, since all of her special and super moves depend on her landing the hits with the outlet, she is very difficult to win with solely due to her lacking good normals and utility. Midler is an unconventional neutral-focused character with a lot of good tools for counter-zoning and spacing. Her mix-up and combo potential leave a lot to be desired, but she can do without them. Midler has a wide variety of options at her disposal. She can zone, anti-zone, play neutral, and play aggressively. She also has a powerful super that works as a reversal, a mix-up tool, and it's air unblockable. She has very strong air priority, with the cross-up considered to be best in the game. Midler has a very strong combo game in the corner with an advanced combo loop. Midler's advanced combos are situational and allow for moderate to high damage output. Some are hard to set up and can be dropped very easily. Her stand-on moveset is highly situational and generally used to finish out combos or to stand crash. Some of her attacks are considered to be in remote mode, resulting in vastly increased damage when punished. Midler is a good character who can solely rely on neutral and can stand up to almost every character on the roster with their good moveset and their high versatility. However, her combos can be difficult to set up, her C moves have terrible lingering hurt boxes, and she can struggle to get out of pressure with her mediocre guard cancel. New Kakyoin is a neutral-heavy character with rushdown aspects. While in stand-on mode, New Kak receives a unique dash that projects him diagonally into the air rather than just forward. New Kak has fast mobility both on the ground and in the air, and his stand-on dash allows for unpredictable plays. His stand-on normals have fantastic range and priority. Notably, his S4C is incredible in both offensive and defensive play. He also has a super that covers the entire screen, allowing for full screen punishes. New Kak also has high damaging combos, but requires excellent execution for them. New Kak also shares the same wake-up speed as Kakyoin. He is the second slowest wake-up speed in the game. New Kak is also very hard to play effectively. His combos are quite hard and are considered to be a little harder than Kakyoin's. New Kak is a unique character with his own different type of playstyle. He is like a glass cannon style that's able to cover his weakness pretty well with nets. However, with his low health, long wake up, and difficult combos, he is a very fragile character and his mobility is hard to get used to. Old Joseph is this game's grappler. His focus is playing defensively and patiently, often fishing for a punish or utilizing gaps in the opponent's pressure to create openings. Old Joseph has nice pokes and hit confirms, both stand on and stand off. His command grab is easily comboed into, does unscaled damage, and gives him a hard knockdown after. However, he does have the slowest wake-up recovery in the game, and he does have trouble approaching and playing neutral against characters that out-prioritize him or can stop his dashes effectively. His custom combo is really only his decent super, and he struggles to get good confirms without it. The old man has plenty of slow attacks, many are punishable in push block or even hit. Many characters have a way of reliably punishing Hermit Grab from far away. Old Joseph is a highly defensive grappler who strives on punishing the opponent's mistakes and conditioning. However, due to his neutral and approach being lacking, Old Joseph can seriously struggle in a majority of the matchups. But he can still come out on top with smart, patient play. Petshop, the tournament banned character, who has 50-50 mix-ups and unblockables that can be set up in every situation and can be converted into high damage combos or even a touch of death combo. Petshop doesn't actually have a lower hurtbox when he's standing, he only gains it when he's crouching. Most low moves actually whiff on him, and a majority of the cast B&B combos don't even work. Petshop's combo potential is huge. However, you can stick to 1 to 2 combos though. This is enough to make quick work of the opponents. All of his supers are fantastic. All 3 of them can combo into each other and can even be looped. Petshop has a unique 8-way dash and flight, allowing for very advanced mobility. Petshop does have the lowest health in the game, making him a glass cannon. Petshop's ceiling icicle or icicle break can completely destroy the opponent's neutral and force them into unblockable situations. Petshop is insanely strong. With his high mobility and high damage output, he can freely control the game and destroy any character with one touch. However, he is a glass cannon with the lowest health pool in the game. Polnareff is an aggressive character with possibly the best set of normals in the game. Oppressive rushdown mix-ups in a neutral game only a few characters can challenge. His combos are long, flashy, damaging, and can have near unreactable resets. Shooting Star may be the best mix-up and rushdown tool in the game, allowing for Polnareff to set up full-screen 50-50s into a full combo B&B. He also has very long pokes stand on that supplement his neutral, and his meter build is one of the best in the game. Polnareff does need to take risks to set up a combo. Shooting Star doesn't allow Polnareff to block while it's active. His last shot super is highly punishable, but it is good for full screen punishes. Polnareff also has a near useless level 3 super with no guaranteed setup. Polnareff is a very strong character with flashy, long, and damaging combos. With access to his Shooting Star, he can pressure and open up the opponents with ease. However, Shooting Star does not allow him to block while it's active, and he does have a lot of very useless and situational supers. Rubber Soul is a defensively oriented character that relies on fast pokes and medium to long range attacks to keep away his opponent. Rubber has a lot of short and simple combos that can set up his next approach. He also has good and high damaging super moves, both for anti-zoning and mix-ups. He also has the best grab in the game with the highest damage, and also it leads to a hard knockdown. On hit, Rubber's counter can be comboed off of. However, said counter can also be baited for a punish. Rubber has a good 4-hit projectile that can be comboed off of, and it is useful for Okizeme and defense. Rubber has absolutely awful mobility. He can often be pinned down and kept out by other characters with better neutral. Many of Rubber's attacks can be easily punished on whiff and block. Rubber has very low damage output without the use of super meter. Rubber's command grab is very difficult to combo into and requires a specific setup. Rubber Soul is a good character for defensive play with great tech chases, a good grab, medium range pokes, and a decent counter that can lead to big damage. However, his mobility is terrible and a majority of his moves linger, rendering him punishable. Shadow Dio is a speedy rushdown character with fast movement, high damage, and consistent Okizeme. Shadow Dio has very high damage output on his normals and is very easy to learn the loop. He has some of the best movement in the game thanks to his good dash, short hops, and dashing normals. Shadow Dio has plenty of Okizeme options. He has more than you can count on one hand. Shadow Dio also has a great grab. It causes a hard knockdown that can lead into Okizeme. Shadow Dio's offensive pressure can be easily push blocked and avoided, in some cases even punished. Shadow Dio has no use for his good meter build, so his supers are mostly useless. Shadow Dio has limited combo creativity. All you will ever be doing is his loop and occasionally using a Standcraft variant. Shadow Dio can deal massive damage with this simple combo loop and keep the momentum flowing with his large amount of Okizeme and reset options. Lacking defensive and neutral options, Shadow Dio must play rushdown to deal his damage and gain advantage. Vanilla Ice is a very strong character thanks to his insane combo potential and damage. Ice has incredible normals with ridiculously fast recovery. He has high damage combos, easy to land starters, and touch of death potential. He has arguably the strongest tandem attack in the game that needs next to no planning for combo routes. Ice has an impressive mid-range game with good dashing lows and anti-airs as well as an instant air dash. His Okizeme is consistent and hard to avoid thanks to an unblockable setup. His advanced combos require difficult, tight links. Ice's special moves are either very situational or completely useless. Ice is an amazing character with loads of good tools at his disposal. Unblockable Okizeme, strong mix-up game, impressive neutral, and high damage output. He can easily bully his opponent and close out the game in one hit. Young Joseph is a rushdown oriented character with some zoning tools at his disposal. He has some decent pressure tools and frame traps to open opponents up. He has high damage output on his normals and some combos. He has Clacker Boomerang, a decent 2-hitting projectile that returns to Young Joseph and can be used to extend his combos and link into 236AA Super. Young Joseph must commit to any of his attacks. All of his moves are extremely sluggish and have high amounts of startup. He has little to no Okizeme options. His supers are average at best. Both take a while to start up, but can dish massive damage if done properly. Young Joseph is a very simple character that specializes in an offensive rushdown style of playing, but he can struggle with defensive play due to his bad guard cancel and long startup on most special moves.